America from the Iranian war.
Fucking shit show, to be quite honest, but there you go. But it's no surprise the fact that America does like to turn around and stick its big foot in everywhere to try to take control, and then leave us to foot the bill and everything else.
I think people are blowing it out of proportion. I do think that his withdrawal is a good thing. I think he's going to say, "Oh, we've won! It's the most magnificent battle. We've filled all our objectives," and they haven't. They haven't secured the oil rigs. They haven't done any of that. And I do think that his withdrawal is a good thing, but it is going to reshape oil industries.
The withdrawal is, I'm not arguing the withdrawal is a good thing, it's the fact that why the fuck did he start it to begin with?
Of course, he was pressured.
Yeah.
He was unquestionably pressured. And the reason he was pressured was he's got a domestic base that he needs to pay attention to. So he's worried about what's going on at home. He's got issues involving Epstein files. We know he's in those Epstein files.
That's the only, I reckon that's the entire reason.
No, I don't. There is Israel pressure there as well.
Well, apart from Israel.
I mean, Israel's been wanting to knock on Iran's door for decades.
Israel wants to knock on the entire Middle Eastern fucking door. What the fuck you want?
I know, it's fucking mental. But the reality is that Israel's lack of a cohesive understanding on how it's going to get out of this, and it's going to fuck the Abrahamic Accords. This is going to blow back in their face, because one of the things I was reading just recently, the Islamic community of Europe, the European Muslims, who are predominantly Sunni, support Iran. They support Iran right now because Iran is giving Israel an absolute fucking kicking, and we've seen this. We know that there is a sympathetical position going on between. I can see you grinning because you're about to say something. There is a sympathetical position going on between Sunnis and Shias. Now we don't normally get on, but at this point, Israel has murdered, bombed, and destroyed so much part of the Middle East that I can sit here and say, yeah, fuck it. I'm glad someone's giving the Israelis a kicking. As a government.
I was literally going to say that's consequence of actions, isn't it?
Yeah, no, completely it is.
Yeah.
And this conflict, and Donald Trump is going to pull out, and he's going to leave it a worse, fucking bigger mess than it is.
And which is going to turn around and hike all our energy bills up.
Oh no, they already are.
Yeah.
And
I know they're already hiking, but they're going to hike even fucking further.
Second thought. What do you think about the government re-drilling in the North Sea?
I think that's a fucking good idea, and I don't know why the fuck they fucking stopped and start with.
Because it's a dwindling resource.
Yeah, but then that's where you turn around.
But there is a large gas effect that's going over there. And they want to go into renewable. Now you can't say renewable isn't a good idea.
Renewable is a good idea, but you must make sure.
You think it's now? No. You think it's too soon. You think we should stay in petrol and then wean ourselves off.
Let me finish, you little bitch.
No, you call it a bitch? You know, you're a fucking oil drinking, capitalist sniffing cunt. All right, we need to get the fuck off oil. All right?
Let me finish.
All right, then finish, you cunt.
Yeah, we need to, as I was going to say, we need to manage the resources because naturally we do need to come off oil and everything else and do go into renewable energies. But as I've stated in previous podcasts, our energy supply network, if we was to just immediately flip the switch now, would completely collapse. We haven't got the infrastructure for it.
True.
Hence
so we haven't got the infrastructure.
Hence the reason why we need to keep drilling in the North Sea, just to keep it going until the other one can take it over. I'm not saying drain it dry. I'm saying using it as a resource.
We'd never be alive to let it dry. Yeah. They say it's running down, but we know that there's enough resources in the North Sea to survive us.
Yeah, I was going to say, just use it as what's called the transition period. We make sure we got that coming in, so everything stays stable, whilst we bit by bit knock it over to the more renewable energy sector.
Absolutely. I mean, the way I see it is it's going to affect the British people's bills. It is going to hit us.
Yeah.
And we're already climbing past £200 a fucking barrel. It's going to get there.
Petrol prices are a prime example because they've gone through the roof.
Yeah, absolutely. They're mental. They're absolutely mental. I mean, if you've got big car guzzlers like you do.
Actually, no, mine ain't a car guzzler, thank you very much. It's only a 1.3 litre engine, so it ain't a guzzler.
But your 1.3 litre, yeah, how much that cost you to put a tank in?
£70 a tank.
Yeah,
I bet people are turning around there going, £70? Is that all? That's cheap. Yeah, they stop buying the 2 litres, yeah?
Did I want to mention that I feel ripped off? I'm paying £12 at the pump every week now. For a week. I mean, this is outrageous. My petrol prices have jumped to £40 a month.
That's only 30 quid less than what I pay a month. I only use a tank of fuel a month.
Okay. Well, you're not going around that much, are you? I'm actually travelling on that.
I go to and from work here, other bits during the day. This, as called usual domestic shit.
Yeah. But from my point of view, I think him pulling out is a good thing, and it will show that America isn't the juggernaut it used to be.
My only problem is the fact that he's expecting us.
No, fuck him. No, fuck him. No, fuck him.
I said expecting. I did so he would. I said expecting.
No, and in that regard, I give Starmer now fucking. I hate crediting Starmer, but the fuckers, he's nailed it right on the head. The British people don't want to be in another fucking Middle East war.
No, we don't. It was a shit show last time.
Yeah, it'll be a shit show the next time. But the problem is, I think this is the right.
The oil prices haven't come down from the fucking last one, so. And now he's just jacked him up even fucking more. Let's get that fucking right, shall we?
I think you're probably right, Chris. We should drill. Let's get into it. We should re-drill because they were saying in the Telegraph they could have a rig filled and up and running in a couple of months.
Then why ain't we?
Because Ed Miliband's the fucking energy secretary.
I don't give a flying fucking shit. If you're the energy secretary of the fucking UK, you need to be making sure that we got the energy for the UK, not relying on Mr. Trump and Mr. Iran to supply our shit when we can do it ourselves.
Iran stop. Now let's get back to also that. Iran is stopping the very narrow gap that allows oil to pass through it. 20% of the world's economy comes through there. 20% of the world's fuel, ours included, because we get ours from Qatar. I think it's Qatar we get it, and. The economics that flows through there, we don't have enough storage space. That's another critical thing that the Tories did. There is not enough liquid storage facilities for our gas, our oil, our.
That's because they fucking decommissioned them and got rid of them.
I know, fucking nightmare, absolute nightmare.
There was one in this frigging goddamn county, a gas supply thing, which you used to see go up and down as the levels adjusted accordingly, and they turned around and got rid of it. And I'm like, what the fuck are you playing at?
It's absurd. And I mean, this is one of the key reasons why I agree with you to drill for the emergencycal needs, get the facilities up and running, and then wind it down over another 10 periods. I don't think we're going to hit net neutral in 2030.
No, net neutral is more likely going to be 2050.
I genuinely do not see the world, or literally even Europeans who want net neutral like me, we're not going to get there till we're really old.
I reckon the earliest we could probably get it, if we get our act together, will be 2050.
Yeah, because we need more infrastructure, we need more drills, more equipment, more materials.
We need to manage what we currently got better.
Yes.
As we got that management under control, then turn around and start expanding on the infrastructure. Because of the fact, obviously, I know some people saying, well, use solar and everything else, but then why are we using perfectly good farmland as solar panel fields when you've got an entire city centre with rooftops you could chuck it all on?
I think there's a problem with the now, one of the key reasons why people, I want to push back on that we don't use cities for our solar panels is we have too much air pollution. There's too much dust accumulation in city centres that fucks the fans' gyros and the engines that make the fans move. So yes, there's a lot of wind up there, but the type of wind technology we use, the rotary system. Yeah?
No, I'm saying solar, not wind.
Oh, solar. Okay, yeah.
Use entire city rooftops as solar panels.
And again, that's plausible.
Because of the fact we've just got a new solar field stuck in Gloucester, yeah, and we already know that's killing the ground it's on.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's the reason I'm like, if you want to go solar, put it somewhere which isn't going, that could potentially be farmland to grow crops and everything else. Because the moment you stick solar panels on it, the amount of iron toxicity that goes into the ground, you can't do anything for years after.
Yeah.
When you got an entire city centre full of open rooftops with nothing on them, which you could just turn around and chuck solar panels for crops.
I think the logistics is where we're having a problem.
What's logistics? It's already got connections to a power supply network.
No, Chris, getting up there to lay that many.
Every single rooftop in Gloucester has roof access.
Chris, the logistics of setting up those on massive tower blocks is what is the problem. It's not, can we get the people up there? Yes. Can we even install a couple of them? Yes. But then what do you do when you have the buildings that are partially sloped? We don't have a universal building capacity for most buildings as it is.
That's where you turn around and use it. Is it safe to turn around and do it on that little building? No. But what about next to it, which is completely flat? Yes. You cover as much as humanly possible. Within safety reasons, obviously. Because I'm not saying, go just stick it on frigging every single one, regardless of what it is, because I want you to turn around and see the cathedral covered in fucking shit.
No, you see now, I'm a fan for that. Those cathedrals are massive roofs. Yeah,
But,
and the Christians aren't fucking using them.
Yeah, I was gonna
so
say-
I say let's make some money out of them.
It is an ideal space to put it, but it does also come with its own set of safety things because they're old. They're usually listed buildings, which means the permits are difficult to get hold of, and the fact that it requires.
I'm just saying, them old cathedrals, man. They're sitting there. They're costing us money. Let's get some electricity out of them.
In order to set that up.
And of course, I'm going to set off all the fucking right-wing bros.
No, I was going to say, most people are like, okay, you are thinking outside the box and using space which isn't being used, but you still got to take into...
True, I mean, the building,
fact.
the wood is probably quite bad.
It's still got to take into the fact the structure it's going to go on, whether it's a listed building, because the moment it comes to a listed building, there's no point, because the fact the licensing fees go through the roof. So therefore...
You change your licensing fees, you just fucking change it.
It will take more time trying to change a license fee on a listed building than to pull it up and cost the money, but it doesn't work out financially.
Okay. So money says no, building costs too much to change.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's
I'm just thinking, well, those roofs are massive.
Yeah, the roofs are massive. If it wasn't a listed building, whack it up.
Yeah. But I think most of those buildings at that size are all listed.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
And Gloucester Cathedral would have been perfect because it's fucking huge.
Yeah, there is several buildings in Gloucester that could turn around and do it. And there's even shopping, the retail estates where the roofs are all fucking flat.
Yeah, but those should be used.
Yeah, smash you up. Even if you're the business, turn around and go, well, I'm going to stick it up because then that'll lower your energy costs and supply energy to the grid.
And why did they dismiss the fucking cost of extra energy going to the grid paying the customer? That was a fucking brilliant idea. I couldn't understand why that would do.
Do you want to know why that is? Because the moment people realise that they can make money by making sure they've got solar panels on the roof and they're offsetting their bills and potentially getting money back, the energy business will go down the pan like that.
Fuck them!
Hence the reason why your idea, nationalise the fucking shit and everyone else can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Completely fuck them. Private equity involving energy bills is absolutely absurd. Same with water. Me and Chris are not green. Okay, we're not green. We're not Polensky. But that's one of those things about Polensky I like. He wants to nationalise our electric and water and all of our other assets that we lost. And we're centralist men saying this very, very subject. I say let's fucking nationalise it.
We need to nationalise it because then everybody's energy bills will drop considerably. It'll become more affordable to actually run housing, and it's a win-win for everybody. In fact, the less stress you take off the household, the better the workforce.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the better the workforce, which then also means better family infrastructure, because no one's that stressed over money. They can actually pay attention to making sure the children are raised correctly and not the little shitbags they are today.
Talk about kids. Since we've naturally drifted into that,
yeah,
they're getting more feral.
Hence the reason
every single day they're getting more feral.
Hence the reason we need to find a way to stabilise the family home.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I know for a fact this is going to set off the woke side.
Oh, fuck them.
I'm sorry, but you do need a two-parent home. Listen to my wording.
We don't care if you're male, female.
Two parents. That could be a various
any combination that you fucking damn well please.
Yeah, it needs to be a two-parent home to raise a family.
And to be fair, it takes more than two.
Correctly.
It takes grandparents. It takes uncles and aunts.
That's just the base, as I call it, two-parent base. Yeah, I know there are some people which have had kids and they've separated from the from the partners and everything else. That's an entirely different subject, and I know one that several people would get irate about.
Oh, we had an ex-friend that's only just left their partner and has gone home to their parents, which I think is a just right ideal position. If you've got kids, small kids, and you need to earn, having your family unit support you is exactly what you should be doing.
That's
common sense.
That's gone from a two-parent household to a three-parent household.
And with one of the siblings that's probably still living with them as well.
So literally
that gives a nurturing position for their child to be raised in. But yet British society needs to talk more about how families are raised in Britain.
And the only reason I say two-parent household, because of the fact, obviously, I live on my own. Well, not currently at the moment, but I have lived on my own. And it's,
Mummy! That's one of those moments. Shut up.
Yeah, shut up. I know from living on my own, just literally dealing with yourself when you're in a house. The bills get
they mount up. They murk you badly.
They mount up. So, let alone just dealing with the financial side of living by yourself, let alone anything else.
The psychological side is not good. And when you've got a dependent, when you've got someone you have to look after,
and then you turn around and add a child into that equation.
Dependent.
Yeah, dependent. The stress level goes way up higher, and it's just going to increase even more the more children are in that single parent household. And I'm
women, close your legs.
No,
I said it. I don't care.
Now, hang on. We need to increase the birth rate. I'm going to say, women, be more sensible of who you choose.
Of course, but they're not going to unless we start dealing with hookup culture. Unless we start actually genuinely discouraging hookup culture.
No, I've got a rebuttal for that. I'll say hookup culture at the moment is a natural norm. The counter argument I say to that is use protection. No,
you can't raise your birth rate and use protection. I say
no.
ban abortion. Ban abortion. No. It's haram.
This is where you turn around, and I'm afraid, youngsters, you are going to have to use your brain. If you want to engage in that hookup culture, you need to turn around and realise that at some point, if you do not use that protection, you can and most likely will end up pregnant into the single parent household, and your stress level will go from relaxed and I think to absolutely through the roof. And it's already been correlated.
It's proven.
It's already been correlated. The more children that are in a single parent household, the higher the stress levels are. Hence the reason the current feralness of children.
The current dilemma.
Yeah.
The current national dilemma. 86% of all single parented households have a higher rating of criminal energy across the entire UK. Across the whole UK.
This is where I'm getting really sick of the feminists that turn around and go, men are the problem, men are the problem, men are the problem. I'm going to turn around and go,
no, they're not. If the daddies were at home, these kids wouldn't be like that.
I'm literally just going to turn around and go, look in the mirror.
If the daddies were home, they wouldn't. And I say this with complete honesty, and I don't care. The hookup culture is more than disgusting. It's vile. It has no way of protecting. Like, it abuses women because it allows men to fuck who they want and disappear.
It encourages the business of OnlyFans.
Yep, that's true. That's just modern pornography.
That is what I find
that's
absolutely
just
disgusting.
modern pornography.
Yeah.
In its entirety. But getting back towards our energy problems, because we kind of drifted off.
Yeah, it ties in nicely. So
it does. One of the key factors that we need to do, we need to re-drill in the north. We absolutely do.
We do. It's
the
moment. It's the easiest and simplest way
to solve our energy problems.
To counteract the rising cost of energy. Because if we could,
and I don't think Trump pulling out is going to end the blockade.
No end. Because Iran's now going to turn. Iran, as you said in previous ones, Iran's been expecting this. So
for decades.
So they've prepared and everything to go all the way, which means we're going to have ongoing issues from now on since Trump started it.
And Israel started it. Israel started it, and we didn't want to get involved. And
Trump/Israel, because Israel started it, Trump backed him up, thinking everyone else was going to follow. And we all turn around and give him the middle finger. Yeah. So that plan backfired.
Tell me, America, for any of the American viewers, we don't need our allies. We can do this by ourselves. We've already won this war. How are you winning the fucking war? Are you winning? Is this what you call winning, America?
Backing out. I thought Americans don't...
Back out like my fucking backed up asshole.
I thought Americans don't quit.
Yeah. They're quitting is a rain war. You can say that they quit the fucking goddamn peace accords. I'm serious. I think it's absurd that in the long run we are all going to suffer, because he's already said he doesn't use the oil coming out of the Middle East now.
So what the fuck's he invading them?
Yeah, of course. He's told the world that he doesn't need it, he doesn't care, he's pulling out, you need to police it. So he's made the mess and now wants us to clean it up.
He's basically just gone, I don't like the fact that he got a stable situation over there, grenade! And just set it off.
Yeah, that's Trump. That's and he's going to get impeached. Mark our words on our podcast, he's going to get impeached.
It's not if, it's when.
And it might even happen before the November elections. I think the senators are going to see, the Republican senators are going to see, it hits the Americans' pocket. Because what happens with these oil prices is...
When it already is hitting the American pocket.
When it hits the American pocket properly, they need supplies and equipment from the rest of the world. It doesn't matter. You don't need oil for your own trucks. You want our goods. Our goods are going to cost more because we've got to ship them on less fuel. You cannot grow the world economy with 20% of the world's fucking fuel locked away. You can't. It's fucked. And this is why we need to drill. So we can sell to France. Ooh, could you see the opportunities there? Ooh.
Hang on, we turn around, we drill in the North Sea, we make sure we're
good.
We're good. And then we can then turn around and go, we'll continue, but we'll sell to you, you, and you, and you. Ooh, that's a good way to fuck up Middle East, isn't it?
Yeah. Drop a couple of rigs up in the North Sea and start selling down to Europe.
That is a very good point. You start turning around and actually managing it and then selling it off to your fellow neighbours because the fact they've had to pay for the ridiculous price of the Middle Eastern oil. You then you've set up basically a counter market for the Middle East.
Oh, absolutely.
Which then, in theory, should make everything go down.
And us get richer.
And us benefit in the process. Therefore, we could turn around and fix our tax system, fix everything else and that, and this, and everything else. Yeah, but the government doing that. And
I don't know. He's not that incompetent.
No. I can see the fact of them setting it up and making money off it, but then would they then turn around and reinvest in the British people? That's where we're going to fall down. Absolutely. I don't think we're going to hit net zero in 2030. I don't think that's possible. Yeah, it's going to be a push to do it in 2050.
2050 is going to be a struggle because of all the fucking drama that's going on in the world. But what's your thoughts on Zelensky becoming the next Prime Minister? I think he'll replace Labour. I think he'll do that. I think the Labour left are going to, because we're in a first past the post system, enough of the far left and central left of Labour, if they leave for Zelensky, that kills the centralists.
He's green, isn't he?
Yeah, he's green. Yeah. So I think if the centre to hard left of Labour lift, it'll kill Labour. Conservatives, we know, are going to get murked by reform.
I know, in this current political stage, I know for a fact the traditional two parties.
Oh, let's go.
Most people used to go by either Labour or Conservative. They've gone. That system is Conservatives gone when Labour took over, and Labour's fucked it even more. So they've gone. So it's now coming into the new play.
Well, let's be fair to that. Has fucked it less than the Tories did.
They fucked it less than it, but they still fucked it up.
Yeah, they fucked it up. It's still a fuckery, but it's not as bad a fuckery if we'd had Conservatives.
They still fucked it up. They could have turned around and made a real power play here and made everything better. Instead, they've gone the other way and made a shit show of it.
He has kept us out of wars.
Yeah, he has kept us out of wars. That is a positive. As we've said, he does
Great foreign secretary.
Does make a good foreign secretary.
Terrible prime minister.
Zelensky, I really would consider keeping Stammer as a foreign secretary. Because then you've got the noose on him if he tries to step out of line.
A Green Labour alliance. Oh, I can see all the Conservatives turning in their grave. No, not the far left.
And I'll say that the new two new powers that are currently servicing to take over are the Green and Reform.
Yeah.
I feel as if we've gone from, at the moment, based on everything else, we've gone from ones which have started off central and have gone too much far left.
I don't think Labour has. If Labour had gone more left, we wouldn't have had a
no, they've either gone one way or the other. I feel everyone seems to be moving more right at this current moment.
I think the country is going more right. I don't think, because Farage can't poll above 20%, 24%, he's not going to win a majority country. I'm
hoping, going by the way that it's gone, where in fact most parties are coming centralised and they've drifted one way or the other, I'm hoping the ones that are coming in that are too far left or right will come inwards.
No. Zelensky won't come in.
I'm going to say...
Farage is incompetent.
I say come more inwards than what they are. I'm not saying go completely centralised, but come more within the range of what the public wants.
I think I'm going to push back on that, Chris, because I don't think for a moment that someone like Farage can go any more central. Because have you heard of Restore Britain party? They're eating his right flank right now. So there's a three-way split for the right. There's the Conservatives, the old guard, relatively speaking, yeah. You've got Reform, who are trying to come more central, and then you've got the Restore Britain, who are fucking raving nationalists. I mean, I don't even like Reform, but Restore are even national, and they're doing well. It sounds
like I can't think of his
the guy who wants to deport anyone who's brown.
Yeah,
That's the best description.
As I call, he sounds very old, traditional British.
Yeah.
Usually tended to roast everybody in the Parliament.
Absolutely.
As a secret agenda.
Restore Britain is a political party in the United Kingdom led by Rupert Lowe, the members of the Parliament for Greater Yarmouth. The organisation was launched on the 30th of June 2025 as a political movement and pressure group, and was announced as converting to a political party on the 30th of February 2016. 2026, sorry. Imbecile. In essence, the party is really, really nationalistic, like unbelievably nationalistic. Rupert Lowe is somebody I find both fascinating and terrifying. He wants to abolish inheritance tax. He wants to retake the English castle. He believes in British pubs measures for preserving the heart of Britain. Why would you think pubs are the heart of Britain? And just then they're not. The heart of Britain would be the town centre, the shopping centres.
No, pubs are part of the social circle, not the heart.
Yeah, they wouldn't say it's the heart of the country.
No.
Mass deportation.
It'd be the heart of like a village.
Oh yeah, possibly that could be.
Heart of the village. I can understand that concept, but not.
So I'm going to read the Restore Britain's Mass Deportation, Legitimacy, Legality and Logistics. The policy paper for Restore Britain, Mass Deportation, Legitimacy, Legality and Logistics sets out the complete blueprint for the removal of every person living in Britain illegally, combining sweeping legal reforms with full coastal operation plans. The paper is the first of its kind to detail how the mass deportation of all illegal immigrants could be achieved lawfully, logistically and effectively with as little as 2 years. It proposes a Great Clarification Act to reassert Parliament's sovereignty over the courts, the repealing of the Equality Acts and the Human Rights Act. Do you know, this is what boggles me. Those two acts protect us, me and you, white men, 10th generation Irishmen, 3rd, 4th generation fucking Englishmen. I'm telling you, this will fuck us. This will fuck us when they take those laws away.
My only question to that is, why are they trying to take those laws away?
Because they're the ones directly stopping them from deporting people in the tens of thousands. Because they want to mass deport all brown people.
Why? Well, because I know for a fact a good fair chunk of that ethnicity.
Oh, and then they want to withdraw from the European Convention of Human Rights.
You fuck off.
And the abolition of British asylum, and the abolition, they want to destroy the British asylum system in its current form. So the asylum system we built for our country, Restore Britain wants to destroy. They are absolutely fucking crazy. And the problem is they're very popular on the right of Nigel Farage. And they are eating at his right. So, as I said, the right-wing politics right now is in a three-way race. The old guard, the Conservatives, they may hold on. I think Kerry Bennock is starting to close some gaps, politically speaking, with Farage. You've got Farage on the right. He's definitely right-wing, there's no question. He's bloody close to borderline right, far right. And then you've got Restore Britain, who are absolutely batshit crazy. And
I want to destroy the asylum system that we currently got in place.
Yeah.
But what are they going to replace it with, or are they just going to completely annihilate it?
They're going to literally eject everybody. Their entire policy papers, Chris, are about abolishing inheritance tax. Rich people draw. That's what he wants. He wants investors. Retake the English castle. I think that's to do with Parliament. Legislate papers spread for law-abiding citizens. Enact statutory amendments to the Occupier Liability Act 1984. They talk about laws that are older than you and I was a baby. These are the things they're going after. Things you spent your whole life living under. Repeal the Scottish Hate, Crime and Public Order Acts. He's probably going to dissolve the Scottish Parliament. They don't say these things, but if you're starting to fuck around with the devolution powers of both
They're basically
Scotland
trying to rein it all into one and have mass control.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're trying to...
That's authoritarianism at its core.
They're trying to turn it into a purification state.
It's insane.
And unless you're pure white English, they're trying to get rid of everybody.
Well, no, they want me and the art of the Welsh to do the work. Because they want us to go back to the work.
They still classify you as English because of the fact, obviously, you're basically next door, so you're part of that little group. Same with Scotland. They want to bring you all in underneath one. They want to make the UK a...
Britain will not survive as a white country.
They want to make the UK a pure white UK.
It will not be a white country. You don't have the birth rate. You do not have the birth rate.
Seeing as the fact, I swear, a good fair chunk of British nationals, like if he wants to go down that road, are not white.
British nationals, many of them have German blood, many of them have French, many of them have Greek,
African.
Yeah, that's what they
Caribbean,
there's Caribbean,
Polish.
Yeah.
Any of our neighbours, you name it, they're in it.
The largest birthing population of the UK right now.
It's probably Polish.
No, Ukrainian and Polish.
Ukrainian,
and Romanians.
Polish.
Ukrainian, Polish, and Romanians are the big of the white community.
Yeah.
For my side, the Muslim side, it's the Bengalis. They don't stop having babies. And then the Caribbean sit between a lot of us.
And I'm thinking the Saxon side are fucking dropping the ball.
The Anglo-Saxons, you couldn't do it, Chris. The country would physically collapse.
He's trying to revert it back to Anglo-Saxon times and it won't last.
No, that's what I don't think the people who would vote Restore Britain understand. And let's be fair, I don't think he's never going to get into power. I don't care how many reform lunatics float over to him. There isn't enough of that really nasty nationalism that can get him more than about 10 or 12 seats. Tops. They exist. They do exist. Let's be fair about this. We have to acknowledge that 10 to 12% of reform voters would vote for the Restore Britain. And they are now the main insurgency against the Conservatives. I don't think the Conservatives are dead. I think they're going to fight a tooth and nail battle, and we're going to see a split in the right of Reform, Conservatives, and then the nutcases on the far right. And I mean, I don't like Reform at all. For my
but
problems,
they're the lesser of two evils.
No, conservative of that pack, conservatism.
No, I mean out of the two. That The far right.
My problem with Nigel Farage is he's a lying bastard. Let's put this. My objection, and I think Chris's as well, is how much he's lied to the British public. He lied about the battle bus. He lied about the 365 million. He's lied about. We know he's lied about the immigration numbers. The man is a prolific liar, horrific levels, and the Restore Britain people are even nastier than he is. So most of my objections to Nigel Farage, not necessarily to reform itself, I don't agree with reform on a political level because of the amount of laws it wants to take away. Because the reform want to do what I just mentioned as well. They want to get rid of the EHE. They want to get rid of our... They just don't go as far as to say they're wiping out laws that you've had your entire life from when we were children.
They don't want to take it back to...
They want to bring it back to probably Margaret Thatcher time period.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
80s to 90s. Which is bad, okay? That would fucking leave the country crippled. Restore...
So if they'd done that within this current climate,
the
Britain would collapse.
Yeah, well, absolutely. We don't have the numbers.
No.
I mean, even if Nigel Farage says, oh, they're Polish white, they can stay. They're Ukrainian white. We don't have the fucking numbers. You see 2 million Britons leave the country. This country goes into the worst recession we've had since after the Second World War. Absolutely. Just 2 million brown people leave. 2. Fuck the 8 to 9 that Nigel Farage wants to encourage to move away. And the Restore wants all 12 million non-British to leave.
You get rid of all 12 million non-British, the only thing you could turn around and do is go, well, we're going back to the Stone Ages.
Because you are. The systems that run the country will collapse. They will horrifically collapse.
Definitely.
And I think people underestimate that level of destruction. You had a point that you wanted to raise. Let's get on with it.
What was that point again? Oh, what, my...
Your side, mate. Your side. Because
Yeah.
we've been going on about the Iran war and fuel for fucking some time.
Fears of another tax raid by Rachel Reeves.
I think people are overestimating how much of a tax raid she does. I think this is an overreaction. And many of the press, especially you included, you have any reason to give Rachel Reeves a knife in the chest, politically speaking, you will pull out your sharpest knives, check, grab the stone and stab. Because it's Rachel Reeves. We know you don't like it. But not always is a tax raise a bad thing. Especially in the current oil climate.
How can you say a tax raise is not a bad thing?
Not always a bad thing.
Yeah.
In peaceful times, yes. In combative times, war in a Strait of Holmes, 20% of the fuel disappearing, this is not a bad time to be starting looking at things like that. I don't take it out of context.
I still think there's other ways to turn around and solve things without raising the tax. Especially since the fact they've already raised it fucking God knows how much already.
Of course.
If it was a case of fact where we was looking at the fact of our tax is only like less than 20%, and due to the current times, they need to raise it a bit to counteract everything. Most people wouldn't even bat an eye. They're going, okay, we're supporting the country. But the fact that they've time and time again, every opportunity.
Now that's where you've got an argument.
Yeah.
But
every
you can't
every
say that raising taxes under these current climates is a bad idea upon itself.
If the tax wasn't so high already, it was on the lower side, most people would turn around and grin and bear it because of the fact you would have to turn around and go, as soon as the situation is resolved, we'll drop the tax back again.
You see, what is the tax? Come on, let's get on with this tax then. Get on with it.
Freaking, I had to send you the entire argument, so we have put across.
As we said, technical difficulties.
Yeah.
The young millennial is having technical difficulties.
Let me bring up the actual frigging article.
I find that when we're talking about tax,
yeah,
I feel that people are over supercharged about it a lot.
It's because of the fact we've got one of the highest tax systems and the highest.
Oh yeah, of course, completely.
Hence the reason why people are exceptionally sensitive to it, especially me.
Well, because you're a single white male, you feel like the whole world's on your shoulders.
Tell me it ain't.
It's not.
Compared to most.
Why don't you go be a Palestinian? Okay, you think the world's bad for you? Go be a fucking male Palestinian.
Yeah, but that's where you turn around. This is another argument which we will have another day, and that's the fact of how people perceive white males within the current political climate. And you can't tell me.
No, that's fine. That's fine. But you're not the fucking Palestinian man with the Israeli trying to murder you.
Without taking to the fact of war-torn countries or anything else to the pressures of that. Take that away and tell me who has the greater pressure.
Probably white men.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably white men.
Exactly.
Probably.
Yeah,
but you're taking out the real problems of the world.
If you take out the fact of war and everything else, who has the real pressure?
Yeah,
then add the war pressures and everything else on top. Because I can tell you right now, the white man is still expected to turn around, stand up, take the hit, keep going forward, regardless what's thrown at him.
True. Well, you will have to admit the Palestinian man has got it worse than me and you.
They have it on the unfortunate side of the war-torn side. I didn't say it wasn't as bad. It isn't an argument for a separate thing. But at the moment, the white man is still expected to turn around, step up, and help the Palestinian man whilst dealing with his own stuff. And you can't tell me that's not true.
Oh, of course, because
that's exactly
we're paying for the bombs.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's
we're
exactly what's going
for
on.
The fucking bombs.
So those bloody people that say the white man haven't got it hard, we're the ones
I've never said that. I'm saying man to man, we are not at the top tier of problems. We're in the top 5. I will admit that, Western speaking, but we're not in the top fucking one itself. I know the Palestinians and the Iranians beat us fucking hand, and Iranians are white people anyway. People keep forgetting this. The Iranians are practically Caucasian. Persians are Caucasian.
They are Middle Eastern.
Yeah, just because they come from the Middle East doesn't make them less white, Chris.
Yeah. God, that was a bit of racism there for me. Apart from that, going back to the point, a couple of points is obviously Reeves facing pressure to address the economic shock due to Iran's war. Ministers are literally withhold on emergency meeting with the Bank of England governor to discuss measures to support households with average annual bills alone forecast to rise by £332 by July.
The term Caucasian comes from Persia.
You're the historian.
Persians are the original Caucasians. They are related to us, me and you. Distantly, 12,000 years, they are definitely related to us.
Several hundred generations.
Yeah, but they are still our cousins, relatively speaking. They're not the Arabs, as the white supremacists like to say.
But we're still expected to turn around and take on a hell of a lot.
Yeah, true. We're in the top 5 problem solvers of the world, definitely. Next to us comes the Chinaman trying to keep the economy running. Because he is. China is trying, fucking world, I got to fix the problem.
I'm not gonna lie, that side is the case if they do take a massive chunk of the economic or financial side of shit.
Without China, the world will be fucked. Let's just say that where it is.
I can literally see it now. China's taking the economical financial side. Britain, the white people are taking the hit on fucking everything side. And then there's other little support and other factors as well.
Yeah. So if we're going in the top 5, I would probably go of problem solvings for the world. We go with the Chinese. They are definitely trying to carry the weight of our planet right now. And people underestimate. I'd say India and the white people the Europeans and the Indians of the world are a level heading. And then it comes the fucking blacks and Muslims. Women, minor, the transgenders, the woke, they're past 10. They're in 15th, 20th. Their problems are so fucking small, it's unreal. Oh, we're dealing with transgenocide. Fuck off. Me's a real genocide. Go talk to my Palestinian brothers. Shut your hole.
It's real genocide. Go to the war zone, you absolute moron.
Fuck you. In my mind, it goes China trying to fix everything, India and the Western world trying to keep everyone standing, the Arabs trying not to die, and then there's America, and we keep them separate from us Europeans now. They made that decision to call themselves, we're doing this by ourselves. Okay, do it by your fucking selves then.
It literally is. White European workforce,
yeah.
China economical.
Yeah. Indians the food.
I'm going to say Indians food side, Middle Eastern, which includes Iran and all that lot, the war-torn side.
And the oil.
And the oil, yeah. Well, oil and war tying together these days. And then you got the Americans, which we don't know what the fuck they're doing.
You're not with us anymore, America. We do. We make no ownership. You do your thing with your Trump. Anyway, we were coming over to you. Sorry, mate.
You need to bring up the lovely thing as well on your thing so we can actually have a proper rebuttal.
I still can't see it, mate.
No, just literally turn around.
Send me the link via your normal chat. And so
it's just on the Independent. Fears of fresh tax raiders, Reeves addresses economic shock.
Yes. Go on with it. Where are we? Iran. Lifestyle, travel, news, bulletin, UK. Reeves warns not to raise tax to protect the UK. Is that what you're looking at?
No. The title of it is literally Fears of fresh tax raiders, Reeves addresses economic shock.
Like I said, send me the link. Just send me the link.
Yeah, we're trying to send you a link on this fucking shit. It's not fucking going on.
Because I'm on the Independence, I'm looking at Reeves warned not to send. That's what I've got.
And if you accepted my follow request on my other account, you'd fucking have the entire rebuttal thing, but there you go.
So look at UK politics, see if that's different. Starmer. I've got nothing for Rachel Reeves on here.
Alright, hang on, alright. We'll do a bit of improvisation. Yeah. I'll bring up the main
Yeah,
one point and then you can rebuttal. Reeves is absolutely preparing a tax rate. Borrowing costs have exploded to the highest levels since 2008, and economics are already warning she'll have to raise taxes to plug the gap. That's not speculation. That's the fiscal reality she's boxed herself into.
Yes, she has. But you've got to take into account there's a war in the Middle East. Yes, she's made some fuck-ups. She's made some fuck-ups during peacetime. During peacetime, you can wiggle them around a bit. You can. I can't even believe I'm defending Rachel Reeves. This is fucking dirty. I feel dirty. Because he's just got knives out. You can see him in his eyes.
And then we come to, obviously, the pensioner issue. What about the stealth raid on pensioners, freezing the income tax threshold until 2030?
Pensioners have been getting away with fucking free money for too long.
Freezing the income tax threshold until 2031 drags a million more pensioners into paying tax, and many of them relying solely on the state pension. That's the.
How many times have you said to people, don't rely solely on state pension? Now, I rebuttal your own words. You've said on our podcast, don't rely solely on the state pension.
Yeah, but that's my own personal thing. I'm just doing it as a point of argument.
Yeah, but you're just no. It's a Reeves thing. You see Reeves, you find meat, you want to stab me. That's the problem. Rachel Reeves is trying to fight in an extremely hard circle.
But here's my rebuttal to that. Yeah, obviously, I'm saying to us, Yeah, don't rely on state pension or private pensions and everything else. How is the people that are currently already in that pension state going to
go back to
benefit from
part-time
that?
work?
Huh?
Go back to part-time work. It's horrible. It's horrible. But that's the answer.
Because that's the situation that the
Absolutely.
I'm going to call them retirees, because the retirees are currently in. Where we always say don't rely on state pension for when you retire.
Because we're still working.
We're still working, and we're going to spread that advice to everyone in the same boat and below. Don't rely on state pension. I think the ones in the below don't get a state pension.
I think state pension will probably vanish before me and you've retired.
Oh, I'm glad I got my own fucking pension then.
I genuinely think it's going to vanish before me and you retire.
Because of the fact, obviously...
Because if the oil wars, if the conflicts that we're seeing continue to escalate, as there are fears that this will happen in the Middle East, I don't think that, because state pensions, they invest their money heavily in oil and other what is normally considered safe economical means, and bonds, and stuff like that. And I don't think the state pension, we don't have enough working people now. We don't have enough me and yous, enough middle-aged white men carrying the weight, to quote Christopher from earlier. We don't have enough of us fixing these problems now as it is. Because, and then me and you, we're only, what, 25, 30 years from retiring? Technically.
Technically, yeah. technically, we're only 23 years from retiring.
No. I was right. We're 30 years. That's where it's going to be.
No, I was going to say, based on the current retirement age, we're about 23 years from retirement.
No, we know.
Me and him already know for a fact.
It's not going to happen to the 30.
That's going to rise.
We know this. The common sense man knows that this is going to be fuckery. Yeah. There is going to be fuckery on this. I stand by this point, though, Chris, that Rachel Reeves has one of the most difficult jobs in the country. And I don't like defending her, but like dog walk over my grave.
Soul leaving body.
But from the best neutral position I can give it, she has got one of the most difficult problems in peacetime, and 20% of the world's fuel, of which a chunk of ours comes out of. Yes, you're right. Drill, go back to the North Sea, fuck the problems, fuck the green conversation. I get that. But it's easy for us to say that whilst we don't have the flank of our left. So if we put you, take Rachel Reeves out, let's insert Christopher, surname insert it because I don't want to tell the internet, in the sea. You've got 30 or 40 MPs who can sack your boss, the Prime Minister, if you go too far right-wing on the fuel, even under stressful situations like this. So you need to find a solution to fix the fuel crisis, the economical problems, that doesn't expose you to your left flank. And that is where Rachel Reeves is hiding. She's got this, she's literally, I say there's 30 hardcore MPs that could jump to green tomorrow. And that would damage the Prime Minister considerably. So when you've got that on your right, on your left flank, you have to keep that in the back of your mind. I need to fix this problem, but I need not to alienate my ideological warriors on the fucking left. Because that will unstabilise my party, and that means I'm out of a job anyway. So it's not because can they sack your boss, it's what happens if you go far enough. Yes, you stabilise the economy, but now you're looking at a fucking general election because you've only got a wafer-thin fucking majority now. Because 30 of your MPs are going, fuck this, we're off to Greens.
Oh, because of the fact I've drove in now.
Because I'm not even kidding you about that. That is what some of the Labour MPs have said. Because Ed Miliband is an ideological warrior. That cunt needs to be kicked out of the energy sector. He does. Because
that's where I would sit down with all 30 MPs and go, look, if we don't solve this, we do need to go to the north. We could turn around.
Chris, these are ideological people.
Yeah. Now, you would have to have the conversation. Regardless of how difficult the conversation is going to be, there's no point in hiding from it. This is something which I've learned in the case of the fact of my current training and promotion for our work. You can't hide from a problem. If you hide from the problem, it makes it worse. You got to take it head on. If that means having a difficult conversation with your left side of your party, you have that difficult conversation. But you go there armed to the teeth with proof. If we don't do this, we follow your way, everything skyrockets, the economy collapses anyway.
I'm not even disagreeing with you. I'm just trying to want you to paint the picture. I don't even think Rachel Reeves is a good chancellor.
Yeah.
I want to be very clear.
David-
I want it for a second for you to sit in her chair and realise that there are problems outside of you trying to fix the economy.
Yeah, but you know for a fact I've got a logical mind, and I'll turn around and I'll snap into solution, and I'll take the problem on straight head on. I ain't going to sit there and hide it going, oh no, I may get fired if I actually solve the issue. Fuck that shit and solve the issue.
I'm just trying to give you an example of what, and these are career politicians. This is their lifeblood.
Yeah, but then even then, thinking career politician-wise, if I turn around, I solve that issue, I then gain the public majority.
Oh, of course.
I then gain the public appraisal, because in fact, I solved the issue. I've helped lower
the fuel bill.
that
and
everything
everyone.
else, yeah? I've lowered the fuel bill by doing this action, yeah? I've had to take that, I've took it to the party, labelled everything out, put sanctions to make sure I don't fuck up the North whilst turning around and doing this. I could turn around and then re-enter in a new party and still become chancellor again, whilst the left crumble and burn.
The problem being is, Chris, that left is your left. It's not none of the party's left. That's your left.
Yeah, but still, you still got to take the problem head on. So I know some people go, oh, you cause disruption and everything else. In order to get better, you must first walk through the fire. In order to escape the fire, you need to walk through it. There's a better analogy for you.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I can see. And I wasn't even defending Reeves because you know I don't like her.
I don't like it. I think
Chris, I don't like her. You might call her nemesis. We're not the same.
If you're stepping into that role, you do need to tackle problems head on. There's no point in going softy or anything else, because of the fact if you don't solve the issue, you're only just going to delay the issue and make it worse further down the road.
I think it's already at an acute position.
Yeah.
I do think
it's already at this position because nobody dealt with it at the start.
This is very true.
Yeah.
This
is where I think politicians need to stop being a bunch of pansies and actually do the job we pay you to do. Yeah.
Pansies.
Let's get this right, government. It's not we serve you, it's you serve us.
Yeah, no, I know.
Second point. She's hitting shopkeepers with an average of £1,600 rise in business rates over 2 years. That's a direct tax increase on small businesses, the backbone of high streets. Even Thatcher would be horrified.
To be fair, the high street is dying.
There's several reasons why.
No, not just ignore the tax. The high street are dying because
there are several reasons why the high street is dying, because there's loads of competition and everything else. But the £16 tax hike, £1,600 rise in business rates isn't helping the high street.
No.
And for the ones that turn around and campaign, we need to keep the high street and everything else, then why is the tax being risen there if you know it's an issue?
And they don't control the Chancellor is trying her best to try and balance our books. Remember, we had 14 years of Tory.
I can understand balance in the books, but then you need to look at the consequence. If you turn around to get rid of the high street, everyone's going to turn around to go online, therefore that you're
perpetrating a problem. I know.
Yeah, you're perpetrating a problem, which means everything's going to come from outside your country, when really you need to become more localised, everything coming internally.
Oh no, Chris, I'm with you. I don't want the high streets to disappear.
That's so cool. You need to be self-sustaining. There's no point in coming in from outside, because the moment outside goes wrong, you go wrong.
Yeah. As we
case in
oil.
Case in
the
point.
Iranian oil war right now.
Yeah.
What are we in, week 6, 7 of this fucking mess?
It's stupidness.
It's mad. It's absolutely fucking mad.
Your rebuttal to that?
My rebuttal is we need to find an reform the tax system. The corporate taxes have to be reformed.
I was hoping you'd say that. I was leading you into that.
Into today's society, we cannot let them live the corporate lifestyle they have. They have to now start putting their hands in their pockets. It's no longer acceptable for them to be living on 10, 12% taxes of what they actually pay. I'm not referring to what's on paper. What's on paper says that they should pay 70, 80%. They don't. Because they all have loopholes. Everybody has loopholes. Hence
the reason we just make it...
Reform the whole system.
Make it a 2-tier system. Below $1 million...
Three. We've had the conversation, we'll make it a 3. You have the first tier is up to 100 grand. Everybody under 100 grand should be paid the bottom tier. Then it's 100 grand to $500,000. because there is quite a few. There's about a couple 100,000 people who get that in that bracket. So we don't want to shove them into the top tier.
Going by the mathematics, that makes no difference.
No, it does. Because you're still incentivizing them to grow.
Because if you're going for obviously 3 tiers.
When you're dealing with a tax system, you want it to be incentivization without crippling. You should say. So the top tier, and I've done a lot of reading about this recently, you don't want it going above 55. No one is going to be multi-millionaire earners if they're going to pay more than 55% of the tax.
I couldn't say, but why 3 tier? What happened to the 2 tier? Because 2 tier, even if you used to turn around and stick in the third one, if you're under 100,000, yeah.
No. The bottom tier is you're earning from £6,000 or the minimum wage, whichever that is. If you're part-time, most part-timers are between 3 to 6 grand, all the way up to 100 grand. That's a huge bracket. That's more than 80% of the population. So the bulk of the population is getting a tax cut. What you want to then is you don't want the people over 100 grand paying the top tier, the 55%, because that decentivizes, because you don't have much assets in the 100 to 500 grand. You've got profit making, you're starting to build your assets, and you need more wiggle room. So from the 100 to 500,000, you allow them to build their assets, so you give them their own tier. Then once they've got over 500,000, they're in the top bracket.
Oh, so you're doing it so if you're under 1 million, you're in 3 tiers.
Yeah. No. Above 500,000 is the third tier. So under 100 grand first.
What if you go over 1 million then?
I wouldn't think that's the incentive. If you're making millions at this point, you should not be paying more than 55% tax. So if you're making 500,000 a fucking year, Chris, the state
so the 2 tier tax system you were thinking about is just gone out the window.
Yes, it's a 3 tier system.
Yeah. Well, no, technically 4. Because in fact, if you're earning over 1 million, you would have another one on top of that. Maybe
not. But
that way, you're not replacing the tax system. You're just in the current one.
No, because the current system has multiple riders.
Yeah, but you're still adjusting the current one. You're just getting rid of the loopholes and just imposing.
That's the easiest method.
Yeah.
That's the easiest method to fix the system. And
it's the way to cause least carnage.
Yeah. Because we're trying to fix a system that is already broken. It's broken in favour of the ultra rich. But you want to lower, because the top tier bracket is 60 to 80%. Now, if you're making 2.5 million a fucking year, Chris, are you going to want to pay 80% of that?
No.
Exactly. Nor would I. So we drop the top tier position down to 55. 45% you walk home with scot-free, you pay no other tax. That's still ouch, but I'm in a high-tiered fucking society and shit's getting paid. And me and you think like that. Now, ultra-rich people, the current crop of ultra-rich people, they're going to flee the country. Fuck them. We know they're going to leave. Anybody who thinks that they shouldn't pay more than 25% tax as multinational millionaires, fuck them. Multinational companies, fuck them. You've got to have that bottom line of go, stay, we don't care. Okay? Because the millionaires and billionaires that will come afterwards will accept the fact that they're going to pay 45%. We're worrying about the billionaires and millionaires who will come.
I don't care about the fucking lot.
You mean the current lot?
Yeah, current lot.
Yeah, of course not.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is
they're the ones that fuck the system, so fuck them.
Yeah, exactly. And that's my point. But there will be some of them that will stay because it will be worth their
because they'll turn around and go, hang on, if I pay the tax, that means I'm now investing in the very country which I'm growing a business in.
Yeah. There will be those who are greedy, maniacal bastards who will not pay more than
the one that will just see green dollars and nothing else.
Yeah. They're the people that we need to be squared off with without a question. And them leaving does not faze me.
This relates quite nicely into the next point of Reeves keeps talking about the ironclad borrowing rules, but when borrowing costs surging and inflation rising, she'll have no choice but to raise taxes. Economists are already saying it.
It's because of the flawed system they're in. Labour will not make the hard decisions to change the you need to take the top tier 80% position, I think it is. I think the top tax system is 80%. I'm actually going to look this up to look at what our current system is.
80%. 80% tax. What is the point in having a business?
Technically, no one pays it. Because everyone has riders. Every industry has an accountant and rider, and that's the problem.
That's what I mean. Like, say if they didn't have a rider or anything else, if you're paying 80% tax, why would you develop a business into that? Because at that point, you're paying the government more than what you're actually earning.
Yeah, 80%. Anybody earning more than £1 million pays 80% of their tax. Technically. But as AI has just told me, almost everybody at that tier has an accounting company.
Which makes it drop it down to less than what we pay.
Not always. Some of them get dropped down to 40 to 30 to 40%. But the really clever accounting companies can get it down to 10, 15 to 20%. And they're the top billing accounting companies. Me and Chris making us podcasters, and we're going to make a turnover £1 million a year. I guarantee you, under this current tax system, we will be acquiring ourselves an accounting company. And I want that put out there plainly and clearly, because I am not willing to work this fucking hard trying to fix my country, talking about the problems in the UK,
and then pay 80%.
80% of tax. No one's going to want to do that. No one. And I mean, that's just common fucking sense. You don't work your bollocks off, do 40, 50, 60 hours trying to encourage Britons to pay attention to what's going on in the problems of their country, and then pay 80% tax. You're not. No one's going to do it.
No one will reach that level.
Yeah,
it's almost as if it's a deliberate setup, so the ultra rich stay ultra rich, everyone else stays poor.
No. That's too simplifying our problems, Chris. What you've got is layers of crisscrossing from Labour to right, Labour quota. And what they've done is they've stacked their taxes like that. So when Labour comes in, they're like, oh, new industry. Because remember, quite often Labour isn't always in government. Yeah. So new industry, put a new tax system on it. Conservatives come in straight after, give riders to their friends that are in that part of the industry, not the whole industry. So this is the company that the Conservatives like. But there are other companies around him. We only give tax riders to him, not the rest of the industry. And that's how the layering of our tax system has gone. And I'm simplifying it, I really am. But that's the layering.
So favouritism.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nepotistic to beyond all belief. The tax system is incredibly nepotistic.
So it's basically on a case of, we like that company because that company's gone here.
There's our campaign money. Yeah, of course.
Here's the money. Lower our taxes.
And that's how the Conservatives have run their business model, their Conservative model, for decades.
That's just basically saying the entire system's corrupt.
Yes, of course it is. And that's why it needs a reform.
That's where lobbyism comes in and makes it
that needs
legal
corruption. That needs to be illegal. That needs to. All lobbying needs to be outlawed. And they've talked about it before, but they don't. It's all talk when it comes towards people like reform doesn't even mention it. I bet you reform doesn't even mention about lobbying.
No, I bet you anyway. It's probably the reason why they got so far as it is. Let's get that right, shall we?
Fucking greedy bastards.
There are several other points. Just over an hour.
Yeah, considering what we're doing.
Like I say, we'll end it on the last one of the energy shock. I say, in the last point of the day, before we wrap everything up, obviously, energy shock. The energy price cap is predicted to jump by more than £300. Households are already squeezed. If Reeves raises taxes on top of that, it's a double hit.
Yes, it is. But then we are seeing a war in the Middle East. And I mean, that's why I've got to keep pushing. Because you're very quick to pull out the knives for Rachel Reeves. It doesn't matter what it is. You hate that woman with an undying passion. And I bet if you met her in person, you'd probably get on with her.
I probably would get on with a person. I just don't like what she's doing.
No, of course.
Let's get that right. Yeah. I'm not hating the person in general. I hate what she's doing.
The reason being is she doesn't have much wiggle room. She really doesn't.
Yeah, but that's where I rebuttal by turning and saying, you know it's a hard job. You need to have the guts to turn and go, no, I'm not doing that because it's just going to piss off the general populace and we're not going to be in favour of everything. That's not what they asked for us to do.
The problem being is, Chris, they have to also keep the country running.
Yeah. But then if they would have solved, as I said, if they would have solved the problem earlier with taxes rising slightly due to the current war, because of the fact it wouldn't have been much of an increase, most people would not have given a shit. As long as they turn and go, right, after this is done and dusted, we'll drop it back down again.
The problem being is the tax system, the Labour are the ones who built the tax system and the Tories are the ones who tear it down for their mates. And the tax system needs to be constitutional, it needs to be untouchable, it needs to be prevented from...
It needs to be law-abiding.
Yeah, and it needs to be on the point where the populace must punish politicians who fuck around with it.
Yeah.
All parties need to be bound to a constitutional tax system. We need that in this UK.
And if they want to make changes to that tax system, it's got to go to a public vote.
Yeah, absolutely.
Straight off the bat. Yeah. So they can't change it. Or I would like to give a tax break to this company. Yeah, but you're partnering with that company, so no.
I absolutely, but the idea of putting more power in the British Parliament frightens all the political class.
I don't give a shit, because at the end of the day, I'll say this time and time again: you work for us, not us for you. And I'm getting sick of paying your extortionate salaries, because if I ever got into power, the first thing I'll turn around and do,
cut the fucking.
All the politicians' wages will go to minimum wage.
No, you couldn't get. You'd lose your Parliament.
I don't care.
Chris, you would. You would care, because we'd be out of power to be able to solve all the problems you want to solve. Behave. To fix our problems, we can't give our fucking workforce
the only way for
minimum wage.
The only way for politicians to understand the general populist way of life is to live off what we are earning. There is no justification for them to have a high earning if we can't achieve it ourselves.
True, but you don't jump straight, because the politicians would quit. We'd lose power, you idiot. Parliament is sovereignty. You can't do it. I want you to fix my problems without losing my ability for you to fix these problems.
But that's where you turn around and make an adjustment within the contract. Your wages are being dropped. You quit. You'll make it a punishment.
But of course, it doesn't matter. If they quit, we're out of power. Christ, I'm scared at you sometimes.
Yeah, but the minimum wage at the Sussman, what is it? Averages what?
Chris, politicians work 60-hour weeks.
Yeah, that's £30,000 a year.
You can't live with that in London. You can't live in London on 30 grand.
Then we need to adjust the London economy, don't we?
But you can't do that for your first thing being change the fucking wages of your politicians. Because you lose your politicians.
I wouldn't say it would be the first thing. I'd say it'd be on my list to do. The first thing would be to create a tax system.
Oh.
It'd probably be, I'm not going to lie, it'd probably be the 10th thing on my list, but it'd still be on my list. Because I would set the system up so the fact they won't need the higher wage to actually live.
As always, we are the blue-collar workers, and what politics actually means for working people here in the UK. And thank you for staying with us for our newest podcast and the new setup. And as always, I'm John, Sean, or Yahya, depends on who you're asking.
I'm Chris, hope you have a smashing day.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.